We're just going to use Master 19 with no prep. I think you can probably see the most exciting thing. I think sometimes the most painful stuff is when it happens from your friends. At that point, do you really want to be friends with someone like that? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Monday. The salad week has finally ended, or the spring festival has ended. Let's see what we got on our last session for Springfest and whether or not we get anything interesting. I'm definitely really short on cookies, and this is session 660. But yeah, I'm ridiculously low on biscuits. I think I only have like one Poke biscuit left. So depending on what shows up, I may have to use some diamonds to purchase some biscuits. Diamond or sleep points. Good sleep day event is coming up, which is really great. And that is his feel. Let's see. Oh, we got a Happiny with a Chansey in the back, monitoring it. So cute. And we got a Blissey. That's the first Blissey encounter I've gotten. So I definitely want to pick up that Happiny. Oh, it's so cute. We got the entire family here. All right, what else? Oh, right, the Blissey. Wow, Blissey is huge. I would love to hug a Blissey. All right, let's see. This is the Egg Minding Sleep. Oh, like a baby. That's how oh, it's actually not my first Blissey encounter, but that is how I hold on to my teddy bear at nighttime. So whenever a Blissey finds a weakened Pokemon, it will share a lucky egg and offer its care until the other Pokemon is all better. If a Blissey is hugging its egg while asleep, it may be tending to it in its dreams. That gave a lot of Research EXP and Dream Shards as well. All right, who is hungry? No one's hungry. All right. Well, so the event buff wore off, you know, the one where it's like at least one Pokemon will show up extra hungry. So that sucks. And these are all the biscuits I have on hand. So even if I try to do Great Biscuit and then Poke Biscuit, that still will not be enough. And I took a nap yesterday, which is why I don't have my bonus biscuit. So I think I'm going to go to the shop and I'm just going to purchase an Ultra Biscuit. And we're just going to use that Ultra Biscuit on the Happiny. This is in a very extremely expensive purchase for this little one. So let's hope that it is good. I hope she enjoyed that. And that is all that we are going to catch. I would love to pick up this Feel and the Krogunk, but as you guys could see, I'm really cookie poor. This is probably the most poor in biscuits I've been in a very long time. Probably since the EV event of the first time this game was out. I'm gonna do Smiling Sleep because it's smiling and it's cute and you see Chansey in the back. All right, we've got a good amount of Research EXP and let's take a look. The Dream Shards are just 2k under that amount. But the moment of truth we are going to see is this happening going to be any good? Some Modest Nature, so that's main skill chance up, not really needed. Is it going to be Mono Egg? It's not. All right, well, let's take a look at all the other stats. Inventory up S&M, helping speed. Inventory up L, that's a lot of space. And then we've got ingredient finding S at the very end, but that is so low. Oh, Modest is ingredient finding up, speed of help down. Yeah, either way, this is not going to be the one. That was quite expensive, but I really needed to do it. Now, in terms of the campsite we're going to go to, I didn't think too much about it, but my heart tells me to go to Snowdrop. And we are finally max area bonus for this place. And I have something pretty neat to share with you guys when it comes to my progress at Sign Beach, because I've seen a lot of people trying to prep for M20 on whatever map you guys are on in our Discord, right? So it was a little late for me to try to hop in on that. But with no prep, I managed to get to Master 19. So I think starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday was when I took out my extra tasty team so that I could make the highest dish that I have as extra tasty. And I was so close. I was like 200k away from hitting Master 20. On Sunday, I could have gotten it had my last meal of the day hit as a crit, because breakfast and lunch was a crit. So I got like 400k from each of that, which bumped me up very well past the halfway point of Master 19. So I only needed like a bit left and I couldn't land a hit. It was a 48 extra tasty chance and it didn't land. And yeah, that was quite the bummer. But now I feel confident that when the next time there's an event like this, if I had prepped earlier, I would have easily gotten Master 20, because this is what I got Master 19 with no prep. I didn't prep ingredients. I didn't do nothing. I just decided near the end of the week, hey, I'm going to try to see if I could do it. And I got a C grade because I was taking naps as well. So yeah, that was like pretty exciting. That kind of motivates me to try to get Master 20 next time. So maybe we will finally land M20 on something and then I can make a video of like how I did it. But we are going to head to the Tundra. We are area bonus 44. So we're headed to the Tundra. We're trying to raise the area bonus because the Tundra is the lowest area bonus map that I have. And I'm still on the hunt for a good Sneasel, Spheal, and whatnot. But I think I'll be able to find happenings here, which is good. And we are stews and curries. I'm either salad all the time or stews and curries. And because I didn't have time to stockpile any ingredients to prepare for the meal this week, I don't even know if I have anything to cook. But the Good Sleep Day event is happening right now, which is great. And my Wigglytuff double triggered. Okay, let's see. None from Ditto. This one I think is Mimi. This one is Denny. And then just a Sneasel that's not worth investing in, but I wanted to plop on the team to take advantage of the skill, and it didn't trigger either, which doesn't really matter. I was also too lazy to swap up my team last night, and this is going to be the team for Curry Week. I need leeks, so let's do this. I also think I need sausages, so let's bring up Peppy, and that should be good. All right, let's see. Do we have anything to make? We cannot make anything. I don't have enough beans. Well, I can make a spicy leek curry, so there is something. I have a lot of apples there. We'll just shove in a lot of apples. But I hope you guys had a good Spring Fest. I hope you were able to find the happening that you wanted. And I hope you guys encountered shinies too. There were quite a bit of shinies, as I have been seeing on YouTube and also in our Discord. And I have something to share as well. So right after breakfast, we will take a look into the box and see what a summary of my catches last week were. All right, so that meal is going to bump us up to basic 2? Oh, basic 3. My screen crashed for some reason when I was recording, but we are all good now. I also forgot I didn't even have any gameplay volume. But let's continue on. Let's pick up our sleep points, exchange for our daily gift, and then we will take a look at the box. All right, daily gift, what are we getting? We got a handy candy. I was hoping for a cookie. All right, you guys, we are in the box, and I think you can probably see the most exciting thing from last week is that blue Ditto. Tastes like blue. And yeah, these are all the catches I got. So I did get a shiny Why Not previously, and then we got a shiny Ditto. So shiny Why Not I already got before. The shiny Ditto was a very nice surprise. So let's take a look at everything we've caught since our time apart. There's quite a bit, but from the lack of excitement, you could probably tell it's not really that great. This is a Monomilk Eevee. We have Skill Level Up M, Berry Finding S, Ingredient Finding S, Skill Trigger S, and then Helping Speed at the very end. So this is actually not that bad, and I did star it. I don't know what I would raise it as though, because I recently raised one of my Eevees into a Glaceon for pot expansion, and I already have a Sylveon, Vaporeon, Umbreon, and Espeon, so I'm only really missing Leafeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. But I'm very low on candies, as you could see, after raising my Eevee into a Glaceon, which I named Yuki. If I remember, I'll show you guys that later. But moving on, we have Krogunk here, and this is not mono oil, so that was pretty disappointing. And these are the stats, so it is ingredient finding down, and there's berry finding at level 10, but the only other ingredient finding sub-skill is at the very end at level 100. So unfortunately, we'll not be using this. It would be pretty slow at farming oils too, I believe. And then this is another happening we got, but it is potatoes in the middle. It's not a mono egg. I do want a potato farmer, but I'd rather it have potato on the first ingredient slot. But these are the sub-skills. Ingredient finding S and M before 50, which is great. But the nature is not that exciting, so this wasn't too exciting of a catch for me. This is a Spheal. It's entirely mixed ingredients, and I wasn't able to find it with berry finding on this one, so that is a bummer. There is helping bonus, which is nice though, but there is no speed up anything as well. All right, next is another Krogunk, which did not show up as oils, and yeah, this one wouldn't have been good anyways because there's no ingredient up, sub-skill, or nature. Then we got another Happiny, but it is again ABA. And it has ingredient finding M, and then, yeah, this sub-skill, Yeah, the nature, also not that exciting. EXP up again. We got a Sphere, it's also ABA. We have helping bonus, inventory up S, ingredient finding S, skill trigger, and then energy recovery. And it's a careful nature, so does not make the cut either. And then we finally got an AA something. So AAB, egg, potato, happiny. We got inventory up S, helping speed S, inventory up L, helping speed L, and then ingredient finder at the very end. So there's something with my happinies that have ingredient finding at the very end. And the nature, this one is bashful. It's a neutral nature. So wouldn't be using this either, even if I were to be using it for the time being just to get it up to level 30 to get ingredients. So this one will become candy as well. Next, we've got another Sphere, mixed ingredients, no berry finding. We do have one helping speed though, but every other sub skill is not that exciting. But on top of that, it is a calm nature, so it's a speed of help down. So not the seal for us. Then we got another happy, another AAB. Is this gonna be any good? We got ingredient finding S, but ingredient finding M comes at 75. At 25 we have helping speed, and then at 50 we have skill trigger S, but it is ingredient finding down. So had it not been ingredient finding down, I think I would have settled for this just for the time being while I hunt for another one, so that I can level this one up to level 30. At least I get to farm in some eggs, but that does not look like it'll be the case for this one. And then we got another AAB happening. Is this one any better? This one has skill trigger S, helping speed M, skill trigger M, inventory up M, and inventory up L at the very end. But it is a sassy nature, so there's no ingredient finding on it at all. It really wants to be a healer, but if you watch my previous video, everything you need to know about Happiny, Chansey, and Blissey, you will know that this is not going to replace your core healer, since the skill trigger rate is very slow and it's just a very slow Pokemon compared to the other 4 healers that are in game. So unfortunately, cannot use this. And then we got another Sphere, mixed ingredients, but no berry finding, and helping speed comes in very, very late at 75 and 100. And it's also a bashful nature. And then we got this Ditto. I was so happy because, as you know, Ditto Dave is kind of like our mascot of the channel. And my portrait is the special good night sleep 2000 hours something for the portrait of Ditto. Unfortunately, that doesn't translate to the shiny one. If you find it, it has to be with the Pokemon that you slept with. So if I want to get that version, I would have to sleep with this Ditto for quite a bit. But I love it. It's blue. It's delicious looking. It is mixed ingredients, leek and tail, which I don't mind. My Ditto Dave had this ingredient list, and that helped me so much early game to farm leeks because I couldn't find a good Dugtrio to farm leeks. And then Ditto Dave retired after I did find a good Dugtrio and after I found a good Quaxley to replace both of them. So this might be new Ditto Dave. It is skill level up M, inventory up S, skill level up S, skill trigger S, and then ingredient finding at the very end. And the nature is quirky. So I think because I don't really use my Dittos anymore, I only really use them to add as a filler Pokemon for my extra tasty team since I don't have a full one. So seeing as it has skill level up, maybe I can take advantage of the fact that its main skill is higher. So then if it does proc its main skill and it becomes another Pokemon that has extra tasty, it'll be higher level extra tasty proc. Since my Dedonese right now are only at main skill level 1 since I haven't invested any main skill seeds in them. So I think this would be what I would use this Ditto for moving forward. And I do wonder because I don't think I've seen it anywhere else. But if this is, well, you guys see this is a shiny Ditto, right? So if it transformed, does it transform into the Pokemon shiny version or the regular version? So if you guys have a shiny Ditto and you've already experienced that, I would be so curious to know. Please let a girl know. But that is the Ditto. This is like the most exciting thing I got for spring festival. And this is the last one. This is a Happiny that we caught. And yeah, it's just, I don't know if I could use this. Maybe I'll use one of my AA blanks for just egg farming for the time being, but that is pretty much an overview of what I caught. I caught a total of 6 Happinies, none of them mono egg, which was quite disappointing. Okay, this is like a little aesthetic, but look how the spheles form a triangle and then the Krogungs are like diagonal from each other. I like that. All right, let's go into our notes because I do have some diamonds to pick up. That is 20 diamonds for completing, where is it? the apple acid yogurt dessert salad. So don't forget to pick up your diamonds as well, you guys. And now let's go into the research community tab. Let's catch up on our weekend and let's enjoy our first sip of the day together. Cheers, everyone. I drank quite a bit there, but I was really excited for this one. That is so delicious. All right, so I hope, that's our girl, Christina Marie. We became closer. And Chaos Gym as well. So I got 2 ingredient tickets from that. So I hope your guys' Spring Fest went a little better than mine. I think if anything, I'm happy with the fact that I was able to get to Master 19 because then it kind of shows me that I do have what it takes to get Master 20. So next time there is a main skill chance up modifier, event boost, or a boost in dish strength, I think I'm going to try to attempt M20 again. So that was pretty exciting. I'll probably attempt it on a lower map like I did with Sand Beach, but maybe this time I'll do it at Green Grass. Maybe I'll increment my maps upward to attempt that. But congrats to any of you guys who have made M20 on the maps that you were at. I was monitoring your progress and I'm like, oh my god, some of you guys were not even halfway through the week and you were already at M19. How? So that is like really crazy to me, but that is what really inspired me. Even though I didn't prep before, I decided, you know what, because of the extra tasty, like just why not? So I think on Friday it was when I decided to take out my pot expanders to see whether or not I could make the highest salad dish that I have, and I was able to do it twice, and that gave me a really good boost. And then what I did was I just continued farming ingredients for the biggest salad that I have because I had enough ingredients for my ninja salad. And after I had farmed enough ingredients for my biggest salad, I decided to retire my ingredient finding team and just keep out my extra tasty team, and that helped out a lot. And this is coming from a free-to-play player who only really started doing that the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the event. So yeah, that was really exciting, and a lot of it is just luck too, at least for me, because I didn't prep. So I was really relying on luck when it came to whether or not my extra tasty would proc. And had that dinner been an extra tasty, I would have... Carvalho, congrats on the shiny Cramorant. Cramorant also has extra tasty. But yeah, had my dinner been extra tasty, I could have gotten M20. And I remember the moment I was telling my boyfriend, like, oh my god, watch me make this meal. If it's extra tasty, I'm gonna hit M20. And we were both watching, and then nothing happened. And I was like, no. I was so sad. Oh, I think that's a shiny Kangaskhan, because the top of the head is a different color. But congrats, Alfseer. That is a nice shiny to have because Kang has a lot of friendship points that you need in order to recruit it. So having it show up as a shiny is pretty nice. And even though there were no increased shiny odds for this event, I felt like a lot of us have found shinies. Huntress77 has a shiny Walrein, and that is inspiring me to just give up my hunt on finding a berry finding Spheal and to just use my shiny Spheal. How cute! Hiding behind the trees. Yeah, now I'm inspired to use my shiny Spheal just to like level it up to a Walrein because the color is so gorgeous. Also, it was Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to any of you mommies watching, and I hope you took some time to give your mother a call if you guys are on good terms. I understand Mother's Day can be a little difficult for some people as well, and I totally get that. For me and my mom, it took a while for us to get into a place where we're comfortable to be on speaking terms, and I know to some people that might sound very sad to hear because you might be like, but that's your mom, like you shouldn't just cut off your mom, right? But sometimes in life you just need to take a step away from people in order to salvage that relationship, I feel. And doing so really helped me and my mom a lot. And then also like seeing her in Vietnam in, oh my god, Spider Oak found a shiny happening. I'm so happy for you, but I'm so jealous. It's so cute. But yeah, our time in Vietnam really brought us closer together, and my boyfriend told me yesterday, because I called her to wish her a happy Mother's Day and to see how the bouquet of roses came out, because I ordered her some flowers too. And he's like, you sound so much softer to her when you talk to her now. And it's just funny to hear because throughout the years he has heard firsthand the tone of my voice when I talk to my mom. And I've unpacked this in therapy with my therapist. For some reason, I have this thing where I don't feel comfortable showing emotion in front of my mom, like crying or anything. But I think if any of you guys are the firstborn, especially firstborn daughter, you can understand the feeling of having to or needing to hold it together and feeling like you can't, just let your emotions out sometimes because so much is being dependent on you. So yeah, I feel awkward if I were to like laugh in front of my mom, but also like cry in front of my mom. So that was something I dealt with for a while, but it's a lot better now. I'm able to cry in front of her, especially when we said goodbye at the airport and we hugged and I cried. And we don't really hug, okay? Like physical touch was not much of a thing. Words of affirmation, physical touch. So we weren't really much of a I love you or a house that hugs each other. Not to say we didn't have good memories though. It's just like, I feel like it's just something in Asian culture where your parents don't really show affection that way. But yeah, Mother's Day can be a sore day for some people. It used to be for me. Now it isn't, now that I'm older and we were able to work through things together. And I was able to just let go on a lot of the resentment that I've been holding on to when it comes to things that happened growing up. And one thing that I learned, especially through therapy, especially through this one quote that I heard. So it goes something like, if a snake bites you, don't go chasing after that snake, trying to reason with it, asking it, why did it bite you? You didn't deserve it. When you should have just let it go the moment it bit you. You know what I mean? And I know for some people, they just have that feeling of like having to get even or seeing your piece. But I think as I've grown older, I just realized there's some people that is just not worth having that energy put on. And that saying where it's like when someone shows you who they are, believe it the first time. That is very much true. First impressions are something that are really hard to get a second chance at as well. And yeah, if recently in life a snake has bitten you, don't chase after it. Don't chase after it trying to get a reason or reasoning with it as to why you didn't deserve it and why they shouldn't have done it to you. Because in their head, if they haven't yet apologized, they're probably not going to apologize. And if they do, it's because you're bringing it up. Or maybe they just needed some time to like really think about it and then apologize. But yeah, you can never really know with some people. I feel like this video has taken such a sad tone near the end, but I also feel like it's such a very important thing because when I was younger, I also had that tendency. When someone was to wrong me, I would just go back and forth for hours with them, maybe even days, just like trying to reason with them as to why did you do that to me? Like, that was so wrong of you to do that to me. I did not deserve that. Why did you do it? And all that why will not take away from the fact that they already did it. So at that point, I shouldn't have just been so stuck on the why and so stuck on the why I didn't deserve it when I should have just taken what was in front of me. The fact that they did it and what am I going to do moving forward with that sort of information now that they showed me who they are. And this could really be with anyone, like relationships, romantic, platonic, friendship, family. Family is a little harder because you're kind of like bound by blood with them, but you do have a choice still, as I mentioned earlier. I think sometimes the most painful stuff is when it happens from your friends, not even your lover. Like you probably heard some people say friendship breakups are harder than actual breakups, and some friendship fights are a lot more difficult to recover from than romantic ones as well. And sometimes in life, you just have moments where you naturally drift away from friends, like especially friends you made in high school, or maybe you've been friends with them for so long, but then it takes one event to shake the foundation and the dynamic of your friendship. And I feel like now that I've gotten to this part of my life, if I were to have any friendship troubles, I would have to really evaluate where they are maturity-wise right now, like emotional intelligence-wise and stuff, because sometimes when you're trying to reason with people, some people are just so damn selfish and they really can't see your point of view. And all they can think of is, well, you wronged me first, And for other people, one thing that really yucks my yam is when people don't tell you what's going on and then they're like passive aggressive towards you. That is like the true mark of immaturity. And another thing I noticed about people is that when it comes to apologies, some people take an apology as an admission of guilt, whereas others just take it as an opportunity to apologize for hurting your feelings. And the ones that are able to apologize for their actions that hurt you are people that you want to keep in your life. Because the ones that don't want to apologize because they feel like it's an admission of guilt, and you can tell when it's like, if it's an admission of guilt thing, when they say things like, but I didn't do anything wrong. Like, but that wasn't my intention. And it's like, look, I get it. That wasn't your intention, but you still made me feel the way you feel. So what you did was still very hurtful. And in that other person's mind, they're like, well, I'm not going to apologize because I didn't do anything wrong. My actions were right in my head. But at that point, do you really want to be friends with someone like that? Because someone who cares about you is not going to care about whether or not their actions are right or wrong. I think the first thing they're going to think about is, oh my God, I hurt your feelings and I'm so sorry for that. You know, like, I'm so sorry that my actions hurt your feeling. Instead of it being such a thing where it's like, but I didn't do anything wrong. Why are you hurt for? When someone tells you, I'm sorry you feel that way, they are putting it on you that you feel that way. But they are not taking any accountability on their action that made you feel that way. So it sounds like an apology, but it's not. It's an apology that is putting the onus on you because you felt that way towards something, instead of, I'm sorry for what I did to make you feel that way. Okay, there's a huge difference when it comes to, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, and I'm sorry you feel that way. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But yeah, you guys might be thinking like, oh my God, girl, is there something going on in your life right now? No, there isn't. I'm on very good terms with all of my friends, and all my relationships are very fulfilling and have fruitioned, is that the word, into something so beautiful. But the whole conversation of like Mother's Day, cutting people out, the snake biting you and you chasing after it, I feel like it's just so important for young people to hear this, because sometimes you need to learn to cut your losses. Like, think of it like you're a plant, okay? And you have a branch that is withered. Sometimes it's going to pain you to cut that branch, but let me tell you, when you cut that branch, what's going to happen? You're going to grow still, you're going to blossom. And sometimes better than before, because now you got that dead thing off you. Okay? So sometimes you just gotta cut off that dead thing off you that's sucking the soul out of you. And that is enough for today's ramble. I hope you guys had a good Spring Fest. Those are the things that were on my mind. We are at the tundra. We are gonna continue our search for a spiel. And I think once the Darkrai event comes out, we will see whether or not I will invest in that shiny spiel that I have, or if I were lucky enough to find a berry finding one during these weeks leading up to that. But I think for the time being, I will find myself in the tundra for the next couple weeks just to raise the area bonus, because as you guys saw, it's area bonus 44 and all my other areas are like 60, 70 plus. And the max right now is 75, I believe. I might have to double check that. But let me know where you guys are headed. Did you find a good happening? Did you find a shiny Pokemon? Where are you at this week? And what are your objectives? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're looking for friends to talk about all things Pokemon Sleep, join us in the Discord. It's a really vibrant and fun community. It's super wholesome and everyone there is just so nice. And we have a lot of Cat's Eye fans. I noticed we have a lot of J-pop and K-pop lovers, which is great and fun. And yeah, it's just a very great community. If you're looking for the Discord link, it's in the description box below. And I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, good luck, and have fun. Bye.